Good morning, everybody.
Good
Good
morning.
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 Great.
Afternoon.
There are a few new people. Kaushik, Taran,
Sir.
Atul. Atul was there. Right. Great. So, would you like to introduce yourself, Kaushik? Please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yeah. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much.
Great. You are in Coimbatore.
Yes.
Great. Great. Nice place. Nice place, and you are shifting to a farm soon.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you like to? Would you? Hello. Your voice is breaking a bit.
Yes. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No, it's breaking. It's breaking. Anyway, anytime sooner, if your network is stable, then we'd like to have your introduction to the group. Yeah. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Kaushik, we cannot hear you properly. Anyway. Yeah. How are you, Taran?
Hi, I'm all right. Thank you. So I'm in Delhi and I already know about Kalyan sir and his techniques from a very close family member who's been associated with him and considers him her guru. And yes, she does.
That's exaggeration. Nandini has joined. Yeah, Nandini is also there. Yeah.
Yes, so I'm there.
Yeah. Nandini, I'm sure I'm not the guru.
So one of the gurus. So
then you are also guru to me. So we all are actually on each other's shoulders. So there is nothing
that's
guru
true.
or
That's
something.
true.
Yeah. Right. Great to have you, Taran.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you. Right. So without much delay, let's start the discussion a bit. For many, it's a revision, and for a few, it's a new topic. So it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Xenia is also joining. Xenia is revising it after a long time. Hi, Xenia. Welcome to the session. We are yet to start the topic. You are right on the time. Just escaped the silence. Yeah, Binal, would you be able to share the structure of the workshop, please, to the group?
Yeah, so the workshop is divided in 2 days. Day 1, which is today, would be dedicated for the physical part of the health. And here we would be discussing primarily what is disease and the cause of it and how we could reverse it. Few factors of vitality conservation that would be discussed, mainly in the input matters and the activity. Day 2, which is tomorrow, we would be delving into the psychological domain, and there we would be discussing about energy, especially on the energy and its conservation through the lenses of rationality. And we would also see what impact does an intention have vis-a-vis and tendency, which is the programmatic knack in the nature. So the whole endeavor is to conserve energy in a way which would, as a byproduct, of it would be freedom, health, and happiness. So that's how the 2 days are structured. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Binal. So along with that, I would like to mention that these sessions are basically half an hour session, and we'll have ample of breaks and silences. So there's nothing being enforced and we have to hurry a lot, nothing like that. So it will be very slow paced progression that we'll experience. So after every half an hour, we'll have a break, and then the next session will start with a 5 minutes of silence. So you can utilize that 5 minutes for your bio breaks, or you can go into the silence, whatever the topics are being discussed, you can go deeper into it, and we'll share those observations whichever are flowering in. Right. So today is the first day. First day is named as movement and stagnation. Movement and stagnation. So movement is life and stagnation is death. That's what is our understanding about the movement. Life means always the movement. Now the disease is, disease comes in between the life and the death, disease comes, which is basically slowing of the movement. Slowing of the movement and increase of the stagnation. So today, what we are going to explore together, inquire together, is that why this movement gets slower, why this movement gets slower, and how we can reverse the stagnation so that the movement is improved and we again get back to the track of life. Definitely, we identify every one of us. This is not a rocket science, that death is unavoidable. This is a perennial truth. But if we are alive, then the stagnation is actually compromise of the life. So the day is dedicated to understand those compromises where we go derailed from nature primarily. First, this understanding and identification of homeostasis, which we all have, which we have already understood in different experiences of life, maybe in a formated education also, we have been introduced to this homeostasis. Homeostasis is the balance, and balance is the knack of nature. It is a knack of nature in every aspect, in the life or non-living, everywhere. We see a balance is maintained by default programmatically. Like in this case of this child who is trying to learn cycle. I have a 5-year-old daughter who also tries to bring the balance while cycling. So slowly and gradually I am experiencing she is not allowing me to hold the way this father is holding the back. So she's trying to become independent in maintaining the balance. And this is absolutely natural. You can see anything and everything in nature, the balance is the primary thing which is being maintained. Now, balancing means balancing the energy within. What is that energy and all those stuff will go a little deeper. But ultimately, if there is an imbalance of energy, there is a conflict, and that conflict leads us to the equal distribution of energy and bringing the balance. Like in case of surface equilibrium, we see of water. Water surface is always same, due to which actually we get water in the tap. You know, water in the tap comes from the overhead tank without any machine. This is a natural tendency to through the gravitational force and the tendency of liquid of maintaining the surface equilibrium. So this is through our observation we can identify that homeostasis is a knack of nature. It's a knack of nature, a programmatic aspect, a tendency in nature. Not only the surface equilibrium, many aspects are there, like the structure of the mountain also is a symmetrical structure and showcases an equilibrium, a balance. Similar goes to the thermal equilibrium. Thermal equilibrium means two different temperatures, two bodies of different temperature, if are placed together, nearby or being touched, then they end up reaching to a equal temperature through the heat distribution, through the heat transfer. So this is also another example of homeostasis in nature. So thermal equilibrium, this also we see in day-to-day lives and our experiences. So what we do is maintaining the energy towards this homeostasis. If there is a problem, there is a problem of distribution of energy, then there could be a conflict, there could be a calamity, there could be a disease. But ultimately, it always lead that particular entity, being it alive or not, to the homeostasis. The knack is always towards the homeostasis. Now, when we talk about energy in terms of Homo sapiens or the organism, we call it vitality. We call it vitality. So vitality is the energy within the organism. Vitality we call the energy within the organism. So we are, as we have already discussed, that we follow in this workshop, the foundation of the workshop is the pure nature, pure science. So there will be a few terms which will come along, are actually in sync with the pure nature, pure understanding. Pure nature, pure is the science of vitality management. So vitality is a word, if we talk about pure nature, pure, vitality is a word repeatedly used in many concepts. Now, when we talk about vitality, the energy within, the energy is distributed into three domains primarily. Those three domains are physical, physiological, and psychological. Physical domain is the externally appeared energy allocations, which can be perceived by other people also. So if you're running, if you're talking, if you are moving your hand, that can be observed, perceived by others, and it's a physical domain allocation of your energy. Because whatever we do, we use our vitality to execute that. Starting from the running to the blood circulation, which is a chemical domain or the physiological domain, and the neurological impulses or the psychological domain, everywhere the vitality is the key. Without the vitality, we will not be able to execute anything, starting from the blinking of the eyes to the deep thinking, or the inner circulation or digestion or whatever the chemical physiological domain. So physiological domain is the domain which is only sensed by the individual. Anyone else will not be able to sense whatever the other individual is sensing. We do a guesswork of other sensation. We cannot identify, map our understanding or sensation with anyone else's sensation. This needs to be identified. We'll go deeper into that aspect going forward, primarily tomorrow. And then comes to the neurological aspect. Neurological aspect is actually neurons are primarily programmed to observe the physiological sensation and bring a perception about it. So sensation gets translated into perception, and that's a higher allocation of vitality, because the perceptory capability needs a lot of vitality. We need to identify this aspect because this is very important. If we have a lot of perceptions, jeopardized perception, then it's a depletion of vitality. So the crisper are the perceptions, lesser the load on the vitality. So we'll go deeper into that tomorrow primarily. Now, the vitality, if we look at the vitality allocation, this is a small illustration of vitality allocation. Vitality allocation is something which is allocated in different words, different layers of the words. This is a tentative illustration to showcase the aspects of vitality. This is a tentative illustration to showcase the aspects of vitality. Let's not take it as an original depiction. So now we have, suppose, a total quotient of vitality, which is A to B. The complete bar cumulatively, the red portion, the black portion, and the green portion, when we combine together, it's a total quotient of vitality that we have. The total quotient of the vitality, suppose AB is the total quotient. Now we have other zones within this, like BD is the allocation of energy or the vitality to the needful, necessary, mandatory engagements, like the breathing, like the digestion. All these things are very much necessary, and organically the vitality is engaged in those areas, and due to aging it is irreversible. Like we agreed that death is undeniable. So death happens when this red touches the top brim. We'll have that illustration as well in a while. But we need to understand first that this red bar, when it is increasing, cannot be reversed. Cannot be reversed. So that portion is the red organically engaged vitality portion. Now there comes another portion, which is CD, which is additionally engaged vitality. Additionally engaged vitality means there are a lot of areas in life where we engage our vitality additionally, unnecessarily, which can be reversed easily. So our objective of this particular workshop is to identify these areas where we engage our vitality additionally, unnecessarily. So this reversal is very much possible. Now, the green portion. The green portion is the leftover portion, which is available with us and to be engaged in any or many spheres of life as per our choices. So that green portion is the conserved vitality. We call it a sense of life also. Like whatever the sense of life that we individually are experiencing right now is due to this green portion. Because whatever is engaged is engaged. Whatever is left over, with which we are inquisitive, with which we use that in the inquiry process, and we go on engaging in different areas of life. Welcome, Meghna. You joined a little late. Nonetheless, welcome to the session. Is the audio, video are fine to you? Meghna, are you able to hear me? Yeah, Sahiba, welcome back. It's a revision for you. Thank you. Thank you for the confirmation, Meghna. So coming back to our discussion, AB is the total quotient, DB is the organically engaged vitality, and CD is the additionally engaged vitality, and AC is the leftover, the green portion, is the conserved portion of vitality. More the conserved portion of the vitality we do have a more executing capability, executing of any task for that matter, right? So we'll dive a little deeper about understanding these three layers through some storytelling, perhaps. So let's consider that inside our body there's a huge group of multitasking laborers who are working 24/7 for us individually. Individually, we are being benefited by that huge group of multitasking laborers. And all that laborers, all individual laborers are multitasking. That means they can do anything and everything, starting from blinking of eyes to the deep thinking. According to our choices and allocations, knowingly, unknowingly, they can execute any task that we impart to them. So now you see they are multitasking all the way, and huge group that we have. So this is that AB portion. This is that AB portion. Now, if we now go a little deeper, there will be some portion of the labor force which are engaged in the needful works. It's a factory where few of the employees are engaged in needful works. So organic allocation, that is the red portion. The red portion, DB. Now, there will be a portion in every organization you will find that they are engaged in some or other unnecessary engagements, which are not needed, and the company is not benefited, organization is not benefited. So, so that is the black portion. Now here, let's not go with the image only. We may come in the argument that recreation is a needful thing. It may not be considered as unnecessary and all those stuff, but there could be some areas which are unnecessary we can identify. On the name of recreation, we bring excuses of a lot of unnecessary engagement of vitality. This is the high time to identify those things. Now, the leftover is that green portion. The green portion, which is that AC portion, if you remember, AC portion. Yeah, so that AC portion is that green, which are basically a group of laborers which are not engaged yet, but everyone is raising their hand as if they're very much interested to get engaged. That is what is the beauty of the conserved energy. If you have a lot of conserved energy, then you can actually get that energy engaged in anything and everything that you wish to. And that's the sense of life that we are talking about. So this is what is that vitality understanding. Any question? We can hold for some question if it is there. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with a few more explanation of vitality. By the way, the question is the primary thing in this workshop. Don't hesitate to raise it. If you by chance, if you consider that your question may hamper the flow, then you can wait a little bit. But primary is your question, your inquisition. So don't suppress it in this workshop ever. If it is hampering the flow, then also it doesn't matter. But with your conscience, if you consider that you can hold for some time, let the topic being discussed get over, then you can hold it. Yeah. Any question, anyone?
So
Yeah,
I had a
Binay.
question.
Yes, Binay.
There was one image where you showed the vitality distribution amongst 3 domains, which is physical, physiological, and psychological.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So are we saying that this vitality is distributed equally, or how would
Proportionately. Proportionately, for sure.
Okay.
Like naturally, proportionally, it is distributed. For example, this particular bar, when we see under the red, there will be physical, physiological, and psychological allocation. Under the black also, under the red also, it will be PPP allocation. And under the black also, it will be PPP allocation. So those are proportionately, obviously. And proportionately means, as we go deeper, we'll understand that the physical allocation of vitality is very least out of the 3 domains. The psychological allocation is the highest because of its nature of formlessness. We'll go deeper into that aspect tomorrow.
And in case of when there is a disease,
Yes.
how would that look like, the distribution of vitality?
Yeah. During the disease time, if it is an acute disease, then the physiological distribution, naturally it is higher. And that gets blocked by, again, a lot of options that we'll explore. Mostly the psychological aspect actually blocks that process many times. So you'll understand that. Yeah. So to answer your question, during the disease, the physiological allocation of the vitality goes up. Right. Any other question, anyone? If not, let's walk through a few more illustrations of vitality allocation and the choices. So we'll focus about the black choice going up. So consider a scenario. Consider a scenario where we do not have an unnecessary choice, and next moment in the first moment we do not have an unnecessary choice, in the second moment we have picked up that choice in our life. So we have taken an example of eating burger. So eating burger is not an evil thing, but definitely an unnecessary thing, because it is a human modified food which can be replaced by the natural food like anytime. So you'll understand those rationales why this is not considered as the natural or the primary food. But for example, we have picked up a choice which is eating burger. So suppose one person in the first moment was not having the habit of eating burger. In the second moment has picked up this choice. So you see, from the from the first moment to the second moment, there is an increase of the red bar, because organically as we age, the red will go up and up. This could be a magnified thing which will be very minimal moment to moment, but there is an increment in the red. Now, due to the black choice, there is an increment in the black as well. So overall, what we see, the decrease in the green portion is higher proportionately. So gradually the sense of life is going to be affected because of this addition of the black. Now let's see the reverse thing. Let's see the reverse thing. When suppose we the same moment 1 and moment 2, from the moment 1 in the moment 2, we suppose relieve ourselves from a black engagement, of vitality. If we relieve with understanding, this is very important, with understanding, when an avoidable choice is opted out. What does it mean? So for an example, eating burger with understanding, that's very important. Without understanding, if we suppress the crave towards burger, that is of no use. If with understanding we leave that choice, we opt out that choice, then what happens on the conserved vitality? Let's see that illustration. Now here also, in this particular image, you see moment 1, moment 2. From moment 1 to moment 2, there is an increase in the red portion. There is an increase in the red portion, which is the organic engagement of vitality, which will happen like the previous one. But you see, there is a decrease in the black portion when we left that additional engagement. So in the bargain, what we achieve here, there is an increase in the green portion. Increase in the green portion despite aging. So normally what happens, as you age, your conserved portion, the green portion, gets lower and lower, gets decreased gradually. But in this case, what we are seeing, because of the opting out of the unnecessary additional choices, the green portion gets increased. And this is what is the reversing of age. Reversing of age that we get to hear from a lot of people, that we are aging, but we are reversing the age. So this reversing of the age is the increment in the green from the previous to the present and the future, right? So this is what is the when we opt out a choice which is unnecessary, additional. Now let's try and understand the untimely death. Untimely death. Death is a perennial truth, cannot be avoided. Hi Quincy, thanks for joining. You're late a bit, but you have to visit the recording to understand. Is the audio video okay with you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Meenu also has joined. Welcome, Meenu. Quincy, can you hear me? Anyway, I'm not sure if she is able to. So let's try and understand how untimely death happens. Sudden death. Sudden death is when any black engagement goes up and up. For example, I have touched an open electrical wire, a live wire, and I am getting electric shock. And I got that electric shock for 5 minutes, for a good 5 minutes, and I died after that 5 minutes. So during that 5-minute period, is this black portion increasing and touching the brim, the topmost edge of the vitality quotient. When it touches, we die suddenly. And that may happen through accident, through a lot of suppressions that we undergo in life, and through this electric shock, through snake bite and all this stuff, sudden death. Now, let's see ideal and mature deaths. Ideal and mature deaths, how it looks like. Ideal death could be like this. There is no black at all. You see, just red, increasing. And at the top, when it is reaching, that time you are okay to accept the death. There is no grudge or repentance of the death as you experience. This is called conscious death. You are conscious to accept the death. That happens very gradually. So you are okay with it. That's a kind of promotion that you identify as death. That doesn't mean that inviting death. It's just accepting the death as is. Now, mature death is a realistic kind of death where the black will be there, but very minimal. Because in this rise of the civilization, quote unquote, the black portion, you want it or don't want it, there will be some or other black portion. Now, when you start inquiring the black portion, it will go lesser and lesser. So ultimately, it may be there, a small portion, but you see there is a consciousness also at that time of the death. So mature death is quite identical to the ideal death, but having a little portion of the black. So we'll stop here for the first session. We'll take a break for, take a break means immediately we'll launch a session with 5 minutes of silence. Those who are needing any bio break, they can use that time, or otherwise we'll go in silence and observe the thing, observe the proposal. So we have around 1.5 minutes for this session. Any question? Any question on the covered topic? Or any observation if you wish to share, anyone?
I wanted to ask, does this vitality allocation change from moment to moment? So say, for instance, in one moment I opted for something which engaged more than required energy, and then in the next moment, will it go back? How? Or
yeah, engagement. It's that's why those labor force example was given. It's as if engagement. If you engage it and if you release it, you get it back. Engage it, then you deplete, and when you release it, you conserve and get it back.
So does some of it actually is irreversible, or all of it is reversible?
Some of
the
it,
black one.
Some of it. The black of it, all of it can be reversible, theoretically speaking. Practically, maybe there could be a lot of issues. I think we are getting alert for the end of the session. So we'll launch another session with 5 minutes of silence. Stay tuned with your question. Thank you. Thank you, Shilpi, for your question.